For decades, we've all been sold this powerful story about our own minds. That deep inside, our brain is this constant battlefield between primal instinct and enlightened reason. But what if that entire story is just wrong? Today, we're diving into a fundamental misunderstanding about the human brain, and we're going to be using the incredible work of neuroscientist Lisa Feldman Barrett to guide us.
So let's start right there. Think about that inner tug-of-war we all feel sometimes, right? The one between what you want to do and what you think you should do. Well, there's a very popular story that seems to explain this perfectly, and it's been around for a very long time.
I bet you've seen a model that looks something like this before. It's the famous idea of the triune brain, this really neat, tidy, three-layered structure where you've got your instincts at the bottom, your emotions in the middle, and your rational thought right on top. Yeah, the story goes something like this. Evolution just kept adding new, more advanced layers on top of this ancient, impulsive lizard brain. Then came the emotional limbic system, and finally, the big one, our crowning glory, the rational neocortex, supposedly there to keep all those animal urges in check.
It's a great story, right? It's simple, it's elegant, and it seems to explain so much about why we feel conflicted. But what if this entire framework, this idea that's the foundation for so much pop psychology, is just a myth?
Well, this quote really says it all. Neuroscientists today are pretty clear on this. The whole idea of the triune brain is now considered one of the most successful and widespread errors in the history of science. It's a powerful metaphor, sure, but as a description of how your brain actually works, it's completely wrong.
And here's why. Evolution doesn't work like you're icing a cake, just adding new layers on top of old ones. That's not it at all. Instead, all mammal brains, whether we're talking about a mouse or a monkey or you, they're all built from the same basic blueprint. As they evolve to get bigger, they just reorganize themselves. So this whole idea that our big neocortex is some special, rational upgrade, it's just not true. It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect to see in a primate brain that's our size. Our brain isn't the peak of evolution. It's just uniquely adapted to our environment, in the same way a rat's brain is perfectly adapted for its world.
So, if the brain isn't a battlefield, what is it? Well, this leads us to a new and much more accurate way of understanding what the brain's real purpose is. So, what is its most important job? And here it is. This is the big idea. Your brain's number one job is not thinking. It's not logic. It's not even emotion. Its most important job, its entire reason for existing, is to manage the resources of your body. It's running your body budget.
Now, this non-stop process of managing your body's energy has a name. It's called allostasis. And the best way to think about it is to imagine your brain is like a chief financial officer for your body. It's constantly looking ahead, predicting what your body is going to need, and moving resources around to meet those needs before they even happen.
And instead of budgeting with money, your brain is working with biological currency. We're talking glucose, oxygen, hormones, salt, water, all the essentials. Every single thing you do, every thought, every movement is a metabolic investment. Your brain is constantly making deposits and withdrawals from this budget to keep you alive and, hopefully, thriving.
Okay, so if the brain is a super smart budget manager, how does it decide where to invest all these resources? Does it just wait for things to happen and then react? Nope, it does something way more incredible. It predicts.
Think about this for a second. Your brain has zero direct access to the world. It can't see sunlight, it can't hear music, it can't feel the wind. All it gets is a constant storm of electrical and chemical signals from your senses. It's just a bunch of ambiguous data.
So, to make sense of all this noise, what does your brain do? It makes guesses. It takes that incoming sensory data and it compares it to every experience you've ever had. And then it asks a simple question. Hey, what did this mean last time? Based on that, it predicts the meaning of what's happening and starts preparing your body to act.
And this right here is a huge fundamental shift in how we understand ourselves. The old story was that we sense something and then we react to it. The new story is that our brain is constantly predicting the world. It's actually initiating our actions and creating our experiences based on its best guesses, and only then using sensory data to either confirm or correct those guesses.
So here's the really wild part. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, your entire experience of reality is really a kind of controlled hallucination that your brain creates. It's constantly being checked and updated by data from the world, but at its core, what you perceive isn't what's out there, it's your brain's best guess of what's out there.
Okay,
So let's try to connect all of this back to our actual day-to-day lives. If our brain is a predictive, budget-managing organ, what does that mean for how we understand ourselves, and maybe more importantly, how we understand other people?
Well, for starters, if there's no big war going on between your rational brain and your emotional brain, then how do we even define what it means to be rational? The old story just completely falls apart.
In this new view, rationality looks very different. It's simply effective bio-budgeting. An action is rational if it's a good biological investment, if it helps you manage your energy efficiently so you can succeed in whatever situation you're in.
And the implications of this are, well, they're huge. It means feeling distressed isn't a sign of weakness or rationality. It's just your brain spending a lot of resources from a body budget that's probably overdrawn. Emotions aren't some separate thing that hijacks you. They're the result of your body budgeting. This changes everything about how we think about responsibility, blame, and behavior. It shifts us from a place of moral judgment to a more compassionate, biological understanding of why people do what they do.
And that leaves us with this final, really important thought. Our brains aren't operating in a vacuum. We are a social species, and we are constantly affecting each other's body budgets with every word, every action. We're literally helping to construct the reality that the people around us experience. So, if our brains build the world we perceive, the real question becomes, how can we help each other build a better one together?